Hey guys, I'm at the Woodshed Barber, and today we are talking about the long-awaited review of the Chunk Blade from TPOB. So I've had the Chunk Blade now for probably about 2.5 months. I wanted to give it its real due diligence and put it through a lot of haircuts. I've also thrown it on a lot of different clippers too. So it's not just for the play. It's got a lot of versatility. It's standard hole size. It will fit any guard you have. But there's been a lot of claims about it. And I think some of them have a lot of validity. I think some of them are close, but not exactly accurate. But the Chunk Blade from TPOB. Let's talk about it.
I would cry from shame and question my manhood daily. But at the end of the quarter, I'll be damned if my sales hadn't tripled.
Oh, to Bill Brasky!
So I've got several TPOB play clippers. Several. Don't judge me too harshly. So, yeah. I've got 6 of them. I put different blades on them. I enjoy using them. What can I say? I've got 6 of these things, and I keep them at my station. It's not like for just decoration. One of them might come on the wall here soon. We'll see. So to go through the blades I have, I've got the all black with the XO play blade. I've got the all white with the XO play blade. This is fun for me because I have worked with both of these companies a little bit. This is actually the first play I got from him. So this is over a year old. If you wonder if it's still quiet, it's still quiet. Still powerful, good battery, all that good stuff. But this is the first one I got from him, and it has the Phenom blade on it. So I can use some of my purple guards with it. That's a lot of fun too. I've got one with the first blur blade and I think it's called the Crunch. Yeah, the Crunch blade from Blur. Got a review on this coming out soon too. So getting this new blade, I was like, look, I got to throw it on one of them. So I threw it on my black and white, my Stormtrooper. And the Chunk blade I love taper blades. I always have a fade blade available, but taper blades to me give me your base range that you need to fade out properly. That 000 to just shy of a 1 type stretch. Or, by 1, I mean like a 1 that's on a detachable, not a 1A, but a 1. So going from 000 to a 1 that's the goal. That was a standard set by the Andis Master. And that's what this blade has been compared to a lot. A lot of people are saying that the Chunk XXX blade from TPOB is a updated comparative blade to the Andis Master blade. And I'll say this, I don't think it's exactly there, but it's the closest any other blade has ever been. The angle of the wedge is right. I think the difference is that there is a softer rounding edge to the Master blade when it comes to the teeth. And because of that, it softens up a fade a little bit more. It kind of just gives it a softer feel. I'm not saying these don't. These are, like I said, they're as close as any other blade has ever gotten to being on the same like soft fading status of the Master, and some would even say the Oster Fast Feed blade, that same kind of category of soft fading. This is really close. But one thing I love about it is that it's still one of the most versatile blades on the market. It debulks really well. It has a great feed rate in the cutting blades. One thing I've noticed about the play, because it is so quiet, And a lot of people don't talk about this. A lot of people don't know this. The best way to describe it, the motor is not what makes most of the sound that you hear. So, some of them are. So like, especially like some of the magnetic motors, the rotary motors, they have a certain hum to them. But what really makes the noise that you hear in a clipper is the cam on the cam follower and or the blade versus blade movement. So the whole blade system is what is making so much noise in a tool. And so with that in mind, I've noticed that having all these different blades on these plays, the plays are not different. The plays are all the same. Same 2 speeds, same RPMs, same quiet motor. But each blade sounds different. And that's because blade components. You have different metals, have different thicknesses of the blade, different coatings. The Blur blades seem to be very chrome. And so because of that, I think that they don't, the screws that hold them doesn't hug them as tightly, and to keep vibration out, more of a flat finish would help that. So like whenever I use the Blur blade versus the chunk blade, let me see if you can hear that. Blur, chunk. And then you got the Phenom, which has got a very similar top coating. Slightly different. But the original XO play blade. There's another. There's differences. The cutting blade can make a difference. The steel blade can make a difference. So the chunk blade being on here, I love that it's still quiet, still has a good stretch on it. And I will say I do love that angle. Shape-wise, it is the closest we've gotten to another company imitating the Master. The problem is now the Master does have its own version of the standard hole version of the Master blade, which is what came on the Kenny Duncan clipper. Now, I'm encouraging Andis that they need to make that blade more accessible. I definitely think it should be. And so we'll see if they do. But offering that Master blade to the broad audience, this is very similar to it as well. That's going to showcase the fact that the blade is really what makes the tool. We appreciate the different motors, the rotary, the magnetic, the quiet high torque, the vector, all that stuff. I appreciate these different motors and the different speeds they can come in, the different housings. That's the fun of loving clippers. But the blade is really what does the work. And so the chunk blade, I'll say this, if you have never worked with the Master blade and you do not have a clipper or mod capable of housing a Master blade, next best thing. The chunk is, to me, it has elevated the versatility of TPOB's line. So having one with the fade style blade of the XO and then having a good taper blade, man, you're set. So I have a code for this blade if you guys decide to get it, and I will put it right here. And anything you guys want to get from tpobusa.com, or I think it maybe even works for the British website. Either way, UK or USA, put this code in, get yourself some percentage off. So I also put this blade on a lot of other clippers. I put it on that VGR little Bumblebee that I've worked with some that I love. It crushes it with it. I had it on the X Deluxe, which is my second favorite clipper from TPOB. Had it on it for a while. It's a top-notch blade, guys. Really is. And you won't regret getting it if you get it. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please click that like button, subscribe, share this with your barber friends. Let's get this community growing. Let's keep those comments humble and kind, and as always, I'll check you guys in the next one.